think that God created this marvelous body to do things for itself. It's just that what we do to it, what we give it, how we fuel this body determines what it does for us. If you put diesel gasoline in a vehicle that's supposed to have extra unleaded, then it's not going to operate for you, right? So the same thing applies with our health. If you fuel your body with those things that's nutritious, then it's going to do things for you. And like Dr. Bev said, diet, it's just a behavior. It's a way of life. We don't go on diets. We have behavior changes. We have life changes. Okay? So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about, I'm going to briefly just talk about some of the diseases. And of course, at the end, if there are some questions, if you have a question, then I'll do my best to give you an answer. And the first one is diabetes. Diabetes is one of the topics, one of the diseases that I think I want to just really for my people, because I see so many black people in doctor's offices with uncontrolled diabetes. It's just amazing to me. And diabetes, as we know, affects more than just the pancreas, and it's more than just an insulin thing. Diabetes can affect your vision. It can affect your heart, your kidneys, your arteries. It can affect everything. And statistics with diabetes, there are 23.6 million people in the United States with type 2 diabetes. 11.5 million U.S. women are affected by diabetes. And this is type 2 diabetes. There's a type 1 and a type 2. Type 1 usually is called juvenile because usually it happens when you're born with it. Children are born with juvenile diabetes. There is not a whole lot that can be done about that. But the bad boy is type 2. It used to be called adult onset. But now, because so many young children, so many people are developing it at younger ages, there was a time when diabetes didn't happen until you were at least 50, 55, in your 50s. Now it's happening at 12 and 13. That's alarming to me. And why is that? Why are our children developing type 2 diabetes? It's really sad. It's really sad because when you're that young and you're developing a disease that's preventable. The word is prevention. Keep that in mind. Diabetes type 2 is preventable. People would come in the office and they would say, well, I have diabetes because my mom had diabetes. And then I let them get it all out. Then I wait till they get through telling me all about the uncles and the aunts, the brothers and the sisters. And I told them, I said, you are prone to diabetes because someone in your family, and the likelihood is that it's a likelihood, but you are not you don't genetically inherit diabetes type 2. Diabetes type 2 is a result of poor lifestyles, diet, exercise, stress. We're going to talk about a lot of those things. So because when we're raised like some of the people, we brought up a certain way, and I was one of them. My parents cooked food with, my grandparents used that lard back in the day. I don't know if some of you remember lard. They fried chicken with lard, and we'd have fried chicken, and on my dad's side, pork chop and rice and gravy, and then we always had to have a glass of milk with my dad. Now, my mother wasn't that big on pork, but we had it. You name it, we had it. Pork. I would literally, as a child, we watched them slaughter the hogs. My auntie jump on that hog, kill him. They'd take him, and then we'd have boudin, hog, crackling, pig, skin pig, feet, whatever you can do with a pig, we had it. So we start out this way, and a lot of times what happens is we just follow that same pattern. We just grow into that, and it's a cycle. Really, it's a vicious cycle. But it's up to us to realize, that just doesn't seem right. And like I said, as a child, I ate it, but then when I started researching and watching and learning, I'm like, you know what? That's really not good. So we have to get into the habit of researching some things on our own, because you can have a better life. You don't have to have a lot of diseases. Okay, type 2 diabetes, and we said management for type 1 is usually insulin. That's juvenile. Children, they have